Hey, what's up guys? So today we are going to be talking about the 2020 Mega Tins, the Lost Memories that will be coming out here very soon. We do have the full entire spoiler list and I will go ahead and go briefly over it, kind of going over the highlights here. But I know a lot of you guys just want that quick info and I got you guys. So anyways, the best cards out of here, pretty much the chase card, the main card that everyone is looking to get and to really shape up the meta that is actually a newer card is Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. This card is absolutely going to be seeing lots of play in the meta game. And keep in mind, just as a heads up, any of these prices that are mentioning, these are as of today, as of course things are going to go ahead and shape up. We don't know the rarity of everything yet. However, we do know that this card is an ultra rare, and right now the pre-release prices are $70. You guys can let me know what you think of this price. You guys think it's going to go up or down in price? Again, people are of course taking pre-orders not knowing that if these are going to be short printed or not, as we don't have these as like a promo like we had last time as Nibiru and all those great cards. But there are a lot of other reprints for lots of archetypes that are maybe kind of under the radar that I'll briefly mention, like of course Infinitrax, you have the Witchcrafter, you even have the Evil Eye, and the Marincess cards. Now, keep in mind, we don't know the rarity. I don't know if we're going to get any like Starlight rare versions of these. It would be kind of cool to see some other chase cards, but the main chase card that I think a lot of people are looking forward to is Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, which is around $50-ish, as it was about $80, of course. When things get reprinted, prices of the more expensive one drop down, and then they slowly usually rise above a little bit. Not of course, it's not going to go past like usually 80, but it will go up in price a little bit. There's also Savage Dragon, which is actually taking quite a hit, as it was a solid like $80 to going around $70-80 for a long time. It's basically dropped in half the price, and of course this is due to the reprint, but this is another fantastic card out of here. Extravagance also is getting reprinted in here, as it already has seen a reprint in Toon Chaos, but that's kind of an expensive set in the first place. We also have the IPA Masquerena coming out in here, as this is a really solid like $30-ish card. Again, dropping down a little bit in price due to this. Of course, the other variants of it will be even lower. It's like $20-ish for the pre-order, at least at the recording of this video. I'm showing you guys the prices of like the higher versions right now. There's also Striker Dragon, which can be okay. There's also the Seifert, again a card that's been like $30-ish, dropping a little bit down, and of course it's like taking pre-orders for about $20-ish. Sign-Up Mining, another great and fantastic card for lots of different decks, and it's also getting a reprint, another like highlight over here. Cherubini, also a little bit of a highlight here. These are now running to more like small like $10-ish cards. The Avermax also getting a reprinted over here, again sitting about $20. Guard Dragon, a lot of this stuff is actually getting reprinted in the Dragoon structure deck anyways. Romulus is getting a reprint, but that doesn't really matter. People are just going to wait for the Dragoon structure deck and get the Guard Dragon and the Romulus anyways, but I guess it is also there. Brotar is also another fantastic card, also getting another reprint anyways, so this card is going to go down and down in price. Not that it really matters too much anymore, as it's already $5. There's also No Material. There's another card that is kind of a better variant of No Material that is coming out in the future as a trap card. But at the end of the day, this card is a hand trap. It occasionally sees some play in the side deck, but for the most part, this card, I remember when this card was like $100 when it first came out back in the sneak peek, but this card has just dropped in price like crazy from the past set times. But anyways, there's also Gizmek Orochi, the Serpentine Sky Slasher for the Grenmaju decks. It's not that expensive. It's like $10-ish. It was only like 15 when it came out. It was only like $20. I thought this card was going to be a lot more expensive, to be honest. On top of that, we also have that other Grenmaju card coming out, which banishes a bunch of cards from the extra deck. You can literally banish yours and your opponent's entire extra deck for an entire turn. This will maybe see a little bit more play due to that. I don't think it's going to go up in price. But this is Phantasmate, it's about like $10 just right now, and of course it'll drop down in price. But because I did want to go and mention that this is a full spoiler list, and I do want to go over all the lists, I figured I'd give you guys that little short little intro and kind of go over everything here. There are, again, lots of other reprints that are good reprints, but they're not really like pricey cards. So pretty much the most pricey card over here is Red Eye's Dark Dragoon, and that is basically the new card that people are looking for. I do want to go ahead and mention, I'm going to go to the very bottom over here, there are 3 extra newer like legacy support, basically Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, and kind of Red Eyes support that are coming out over here, but for the most part, they're not going to be chase cards. They're not strong enough to make Blue Eyes or Dark Magician essentially meta, but those are the newer cards. Basically, these are the 4 newer cards that are going to be coming out in the game from, of course, the Lost Memories tin. But going over the full list, as we'll kind of go through this relatively fast, as there's a lot of cards that just really are 10-cent cards. I mean, Danger, Ogopogo, but you know, there's some sounding great reprints over here. But nothing that's like super important, unless of course they get reprinted as, let's say, like Prismatic Rare, which again, we don't know the rarities of any of these at the moment. But again, I've already mentioned that the pricey cards. There's putting Yugioh over there, the Ulf Lupine over there, cool card. Great little target for, of course, Super Poly. There's also Quantum Dragon. It's only like a $5 card, so it's not super expensive. Same thing with like most of the Guard Dragons, like a couple bucks or cents even for most of these cards, as unless of course we're talking Prismatic Rare, but that's something a little bit different. Again, most of the Guard Dragon and other Dragon stuff will be getting reprinted in the Dragoon Destructure deck, but again, I already mentioned Extravagance. This is going to be another like sought after card that some people will be also interested in. There's also the reprints of the Time Thieves. Hope these get like a rarity bump, as these are really cool in terms of the archetype, and I like them a lot, but again, they're not really expensive. Also, there's a few Valkyrie reprints over here. In terms of the Valkyries, let me just go ahead and type in Valk. Let's just type in Valk and Yugioh, and you guys can see the price differences over here. You can see the Chaos Valkyria over here, dang. But actually, in fact, some of these aren't even like related to it. But this is, of course, the collector's rare over there. Oh gosh, there's lots of the Necros, but there's other Valk cards. I guess maybe I shouldn't type in Valkyrie. It'd probably be a lot better. Let's go ahead and do that over here for the video. So there we go. Oh, we don't want Pokemon cards. So in terms of the Valkyrie cards, again, lots of the other reprints. As I don't even know if we're gonna get new Valkyrie stuff, because if you guys remember the creator card thing, it got put on hold. But nothing's like super expensive. I mean, I guess Brunhilde over there. But again, it's just like same thing with Marncess. Most of the stuff is really cheap for the most part, and most people that wanted to build those, they have access to that. There's also Coral Bane. This is a nice little card as well. I already mentioned no material, but like for the most part, they're not like the sought after cards. And I'm curious to know, are you guys going to even be picking up the Lost Memories, you know, the Megatins this year? I think last year's they were a little bit better in terms of the artwork. I think last year's was like 1,000 times better. I still have a few of them, and I use them to store lots of things because it looked really cool. In fact, we had some in the background in some of my videos, but they're just too small to see. But again, there's a lot of other... You know what card really should have been reprinted is like the Destiny Heroes Malicious Bane. And was it the Evil Gold? Like, some of those cards really deserve a reprint. Again, Signet Mining and a nice little extra card over there. Monstrosity, kind of a cool card. Mystic Mine is another card. That card's not super expensive, but it's like $5-ish. So if you pull, it's not the end of the world. Crackdown, kind of a cool card. There's a variant with Araya that some people are messing around with. But again, some of the Valkyrie cards over here. Depending on if the Valkyries get new support, that can mean some stuff. Again, Cherubini over there, which I've already mentioned. Memories of Hope is actually pretty good for anyone playing Numerons. You can just straight up draw a bunch of cards. Pretty good effect. And there's also a bunch of the Tennis, but none of those are really that expensive. Same thing with Unchained, Witchcraft. I already mentioned that Witchcraft and Finitrack. Those are all getting reprinted over here, but not the most meta or the most expensive of things. I always feel like Marncess eventually, once they get some extra support, they can be quite decent. Again, Appaloosa, great card as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, scroll these relatively fast, as we've pretty much covered the expensive cards. The white, or I was really hoping this new other water synchros would kind of make an emergence with Mermails, and the deep sea archetype didn't really take place. The Crocosaur is good though. I do like that. Or plays as a stepping stone for other cards. There's also Gladiator Beast, but again, the Gladiator Beast in 2020, good luck trying to pull that off. I mentioned the Safer over here, also getting a reprint, which was a pretty expensive card. Infinitrack, it was only, which one was the name of that Infinitrack? The Anchor Drill, that was the card that is the sought after card, and it's also getting reprinted in here, but for the most part, not anything too expensive. Again, granted, great card, but again, not too expensive. Dark Fluid, really cheap card already, but I guess, you know, it's an okay-ish card. IP Masquerena, did go over that one already as well. And then we have more of the Evil Eyes, which I mentioned, Marncess, yep, more Gladiator Beast stuff. But in terms of this for picking up, I'm curious to know if you guys are interested in picking up any of these. For me, sometimes I just like opening up Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but it depends on how hard it is to, of course, pull that Dark Dragoon. That is the card that everyone is going to be looking forward to getting. And I'd say if you are already pretty much completed most of your decks, picking these up I guess just for one card, I would probably recommend just picking up the singles, as at the moment, I don't think we have any promos confirmed here. So if it's just these cards, most of these will probably be just kind of thrown in the side of our binders and won't be seeing so much play. But like if you don't happen to have like Appaloosa, you can get the Savage Dragon. These are great cards already, but again, if you've already completed your deck, you might not need some of these. And of course, depending on the next ban list that we'll be getting, we'll have to wait and see. But let me know, guys, what you think of the Lost Memories new Megaton set for 2020. I think it's a little bit unfortunate that we didn't get like really good Blue Eye support, nor did we get some new promos that would be really good to compare with last year's 10, as a lot of people are kind of memeing on it. But I still think there are, again, a lot of great, fantastic cards that were really, really powerful, that were over like $50-ish. And now that everyone have access to them, I think it's quite great. But anyways, you guys can let me know your thoughts down below on the comment section below. If I missed out on any of the best cards, let me know. Anyways, thanks for tuning, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new here, subscribe, turn on the bell, and you'll see more very soon. Take care, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!